Is that you?
Happy October. Happy October.
Happy October. You know, it's like the 3rd.
It's still October. I love October. I love October
It's today.
because it's Halloween time. I really love Halloween because I love scary movies.
Like you doing an essay.
What's your favorite scary movie? No, I love Halloween. I love slasher movies. My favorite thing is every year, I think it's like AMC cable channel, might be. They always have like a Fright Fest or whatever, Halloween, where they show like scary movies every day all the way up to Halloween. And I am a Michael Myers head. I love Michael Myers. I love all the Halloweens. I gotta watch them every year. My wife thinks I'm probably crazy because I gotta watch every single year. Like I haven't seen them like 1,000 times already. But I mean, I love it. I love it. Not a big fan of the Rob Zombie remakes. I like the old corny slasher horror movies, man. You can't find them no more. You just can't find it no more. My wife's a scaredy cat, so she don't.
Really?
But I love that. I love that. You were scared of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I was.
Who's scared of Nightmare on Elm Street, dude? Really? This dude with some long claws gonna get into your dreams
I
and
was
kill you.
little.
That ain't even realistic, though.
I was little.
You know what? For me, I was terrified of Friday the 13th when it first came out when I was young. So I was at home a lot by myself. My mother worked a lot, and I dreaded this time of year every time the new Jason movie came out because I wouldn't know it was coming out. So I might just be at home or something late, and I'm looking at TV, and then the commercial will come on. Oh my God! And then they had a little. It'll come on, and I'd be terrified. Dude, man, I wouldn't want to go to sleep after that. And it'll always catch me when I'm having a good day, everything going good. I'm like, ah. And then the commercial will pop on. And now, oh my God, I'd be terrified. But now I love it. So, I want y'all to enjoy Halloween with me. I ain't talking about the candy and dress up. We talk about those horror movies and slasher. You know, that's one of the few things that me and my wife has always done together. That's one thing that is really us, watching scary movies, watching, horror movies. When you say? That's the one thing we do. And I haven't seen any real good ones. What's the name of the other one? Is it Happy Death Day or something? What was it called?
I don't remember.
The funny one.
Yeah,
That was pretty good
yeah.
for what it was. Was it Happy Death Day? Mm-hmm. That was pretty good for what it was. It was different. I liked that. I think today me and her gonna check out Hellfest. It looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, I do.
But I love this time.
Tell us your favorite scary movie below.
We ain't talking about no wedding days.
Dang.
That's a lot of people's scary movies. Nah, I love I love being married. I love horror flicks more. I said, one day they gonna make me a director of one. I'm gonna come up with some scary movies for you. You know what? I liked what's the movie I said that was pretty good? We ain't seen it in a long time. They made a part 1 and part 3. They make a part 1 and 2 and 3 and 10 of everything, don't they? Nah, what's the one when it come on and show the little kids hanging from the tree?
Ain't that The Conjuring?
No.
Insidious.
No, it ain't Insidious. The ones that was hanging from the tree. Remember, I think, was it Johnny Depp? I think Johnny Depp. Ugh, take 2. I think Johnny Depp was starring in it. They made a part 2 of it. Part 2 wasn't quite like 1. 1 was, I haven't seen anything like that in a while either. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I watch, I look at List 25 on YouTube. I kind of like the List 25. And he went down 25 scary movies that you must see. It was pretty interesting. A lot of movies on there I saw. Some of them I've never saw, like the Human Centipede. You ever seen that? Nah. I gotta check it out just because I heard so many bad things about it. He got a couple of them on there that I didn't saw before. They was pretty what's the word for it? They were pretty out there. Nothing you would tell your kids about. Almost nothing I would tell myself about. But yeah. Today our son, he gonna get a haircut today. I'm gonna cut his hair.
What's one?
He going to sleep. The baby.
I mean, you got 2 sons.
Do I?
Probably got more than that, but who I know about.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired. Our youngest son, I'm gonna try to give him a haircut today. Yeah, I remember when Isaiah first got his haircut. His first haircut, and he sat there though. I had to just get him the number 1 all over. But he had like a reverse Mr. T haircut. Instead of had the mohawk on the top and nothing on the sides, he had it all on the sides and nothing on top. So yeah, that had to go. I saw now he got a full head of hair. A full head. I almost don't want to cut it because he got so much hair that it just fit his head. You gonna cut his head gonna look like mine. It's gonna be all bad. You know what's missing though? Because where we live, I'm used to wintertime. I'm used to it being cold by now.
Y'all, it's an 85.
Snow.
It's an 87.
Man, ain't no. It just you can't get the feel for, Halloween and that scariness unless it's cold outside and raining and gloomy.
87 degrees.
It's 87 degrees outside, man. That ain't right. I guess if you live somewhere in, south or out west, you don't know what I'm talking about. But Midwest, we need some snow.
No, not snow, but rain and cold. 30s, 40s.
Yeah, it have been raining like the last few Halloween. Anyway, people, I gotta go get our other son out of the STEM program. He said he making robots today, so
He's so excited about that. That's all he's been talking about.
Hey, that's good. That's better than me getting excited about school lunchtime.
What?
I said that's better than me getting excited when I was in school for lunchtime.
Or gym.
Yeah, that's.
I hated gym.
That's basically it. I could have went to school and we could have just had gym from 2:30. From 8 o'clock to 2:30. I'd have been good. I'd have been good. Everything was all good. Put a basketball in my hand, football. I'm just so different, man. These kids barely go outside. We used to play off the wall and strike out. Man, we used to play football with aluminum foil. For real. We gonna make aluminum foil football and go play. Good times, good times, good times. But you know, that's that creativity. Now, don't nobody got no creativity. Hey, she said, what, it's 87 degrees outside? But she got a blanket on like it's 8 degrees. You cold?
I'm not cold, but I like to be warm.
That's alright.
I wonder when this trial will be over with this guy.
What's his name? Yeah, this is
Laquan McDonald.
Yeah, Laquan. This is insane. Hey, look, check this out. I don't know if y'all are from these parts, but when the trial first started, they was talking about the defense, and it was a thing that had caught my attention was the defense. It was an argument that the defense made, right, for the police officer that said, now you know they shot the boy 16 times.
Or more.
Whatever, I guess at least 16 times. In the defense, they were saying that I don't know if it was the very first bullet or one of the first bullets actually killed them that hit him in the chest. So explain to me how you justify he was dead already, so the other 15 shots didn't matter. I don't know. I just, again, I don't know. I don't know how you can defend any of this. I don't know how you could. I don't know how a police officer that don't know the suspect, that has an interaction with him for the first time during this incident, and whatever happened, you know, the guy, you know, comes up dead or whatever happened. I'm not gonna say what did, what not. You know, all we know is the fact that he shot him 16 times, right? So, how can the defense start talking about his upbringing and his mama, and how he was raised, and how he interacted with his teachers and people?
Like that makes a difference.
What the hell do that got to do with a police officer and a suspect who interacted for about 15 seconds? You know, you make it sound like, well, he already knew all, like he didn't research the man for years before he met him and knew, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I got to shoot him now, you know? It's insane. I don't know. The whole system and process is just, all I'm gonna say is it's insane. That's all. I mean, not really, you know, I'm not trying to go one way or another. You know, I'm not saying that I'm neutral, but I'm not, it's hard for me to speak upon situations and I wasn't there. Now it's clear of what we see. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you can come to any other conclusion from what we see. You know what the videotapes was, but I mean this is insane. I don't know how you defend something like that, but here's what it is. What you think?
It is what it is. It happened.
Yeah,
and it's sad, but
yeah, I understand. Just, you know, the type of stuff we see. I had a conversation with somebody once about, and they was just telling me how stuff like this is happening. It's what he said was, he said it was a what did he say? He said it's not the norm. He said it was did he say it was isolated or something like that? He was saying isolated incidents or whatever that's being blown up out of proportion. I was telling him, like, listen, you know, I hear a lot of people talking. I've heard actors and comedians. I heard people talk about Los Angeles. I heard D.L. Hughley talk about Los Angeles. I guess that's where he's from. And he was talking about, like, the stuff that went on with Rodney King is the norm, you know. And I can tell you in my life, this stuff that we see here in Chicago, this was the norm. I mean, pretty much you can probably...
It wasn't this bad, but it was normal.
No.
It wasn't at this point.
It was this bad.
No, it wasn't.
The difference is now that we have social media and cameras and stuff to put it out, it was this bad.
But we never had police officers really going out there to kill.
Yes, we have.
I don't think so.
Yes, we have. Yeah, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Yes, we have. It just was not a spotlight on it the way it is now. Because, I mean, I can probably go round up at least 10 people that I know, and they can all tell you stories of somewhat or another.
I mean, I know
that was to that degree of close.
I know that state police officers harassed you, but I've never known them to just straight shoot you down like a dog in the street.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna share with the YouTube family a little bit. Not much, but so when I was young, I've been in many incidents like that during my life, but one particular incident I'll never forget. I'm gonna try to make it short. Good luck with that. Me and my friends was at a restaurant. We was at Leon's on 79th, right off Stony Island, for anybody that know. It was across from the old Regal Theater. And I never forget, we went to Leon's. Leon's was a barbecue place, pretty big. Everybody ate there. We were about in maybe 3 cars, so it was a lot of us. You know, I can't fully remember how many people, but it was a lot. I can't. If I was guessing, it was no less than 12 of us, right? Now, Leon's was already packed. It was already a lot of people in Leon's. So if you could figure 12 people went in there, it had to be at least 12. It was probably more than 12 already in there. And Leon's was big. So we go in there, and I think I was one of the last people to go actually in Leon's. So we was all going to get something to eat. Now, it was packed in there that everybody was shoulder to shoulder. And all I know is some police officers came in, and I wasn't really thinking nothing of it because, you know, police officers come in, get food, you know. I mean, around where the Regal wasn't the best of places. So I was looking at the menu. I was focused because I was starving. I was focused on the menu, and it was so tight in there. You know, people was going by, and you know, people were shoulder to shoulder. But I was kind of like at the back, like close to the wall, but not on the wall. And I was just looking up, and I felt somebody like throw a shoulder into me, like literally, like, you know, how somebody bump you on purpose. And I thought it was just one of my friends that was in there. You know, that was one of my guys or something. So I didn't even like look down to see who did it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even look down. And all I felt was somebody grab me by my shirt. Like, they actually like smacked me in my chest and grabbed my shirt. And I'm like, and they threw me against the wall. And I mean, I was kind of like taken back because I'm like, who got the balls to do this? You know what I'm saying? It was just that pack. I'm just like, literally like, and it was a police officer. And his exact words was this: I work with the gang unit. You know who I am? You know who I am? I work with the gang unit. And I'm like, huh? I'm just like in a stuck, like, what, huh? And all I know is he grabbed me, dragged me outside. It was only two of them. Dragged me outside. I hear everybody in Leon's like yelling. Like yelling. You know what I'm saying? Like the police officers like, what, man, that's messed up. Like, what he do? What he do? And I'm like, I get outside, I'm like, officer, I'm like, what I do? What I do? He like, shut up. I ain't gonna put all the cursing in it, but you know. So all I know is they threw me in the car. And as they was throwing me in the car, I even noticed, like, it was packed, but I noticed the people behind the glass, they came outside. Like, you don't see that. Because, I mean, everybody in the whole store was like in the uprage. Like, what's going on? He threw me in the car. It was two of them. So I'm studying like, officer, what I do? What I do? What you got me for? What I do? They pull off. And during that time, they was blue and whites. They was blue and white. So I was in a blue and white car. But the difference with their car was it didn't have the glass. You know how they got the glass that separate? Mm-hmm. It didn't have the glass. So my man turned like, shut up. So he couldn't like swing the baton. So he was just poking me with it. Just poking me. You know, and I'm like yelling like, man, what I do? What, man, what's up? What I do? What I do? So he started poking me. So after about like 5 or 6 times, I kind of just stopped and be quiet because, dang, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of hurt because I'm handcuffed. So I'm sitting there. Now, the one thing that stood out to me was the one police officer, I'll never forget his face. What stood out to me was the one that grabbed me, threw me in the car, he had 2 guns on the side. He had one, he had 2. He had a belt with the gun, and he had another belt higher with a gun. And I never forget that. Like, why this dude got 2 guns? So anyway, they rode around. I'm trying to make it real short. They rode around. I hear them talking. So they not whispering, but they kind of talking to each other. They just kind of, you know, I hear the little mics going back and forth, and they was like, no, not here, not here. So I'm noticing where they riding around at. So I'm like, oh no, it dawned on me, because I'm like, oh no, dude, they about to try to drive me off in one of these neighborhoods. And I'm like, during this time, if they'd drive me off one of the neighborhoods, I wouldn't be here talking to you. This is a promise. This is a promise. Everywhere they was driving to was nobody outside, by the grace of God. Was nobody outside. They would study right. They rode around at least about like 4 different spots where nobody outside. So they took me over to this police station. It was the first time I ever seen this police station over there, because I've never been over there. And I didn't even know it was a police station in the beginning. They started riding through alleys. So I'm just like, I'm like beyond nervous right now, because I'm like, I don't know what they about to do to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they ran through these alleys. So I noticed they go through one alley, then cross to another alley. And then when they passed one alley, I seen a bunch of police cars. Like, in the parking lot. Like, I seen a bunch of police cars. Then they ride across the street to another one, and I seen, like, regular cars in the parking lot, and I seen a couple of police cars. And I'm like, where am I at? Pull up behind. They pull up behind where the building. At the time, it was a police station, but I didn't know. They pull up in the alley, right behind the police station. And they get out the car, right? I'm sitting there. Dude, open my door. They grab me by my legs. Snatch me out. Boom, my head just hit my head hit the door, the step of the door. God, you talk about some pain. My head hit the door. Now I'm still in handcuffs. Boom, my head hit the ground. And I'm not even gonna get into details, but man, they let me have it for, it felt like an hour, but it was probably only about 60 seconds. Like, honestly, they probably like beat me for about 60 seconds, but it felt like forever. And I was bloody and wobbly, and I'll never forget, they grabbed me by my head. Both of them threw me in the car, like across, face first in the car, across the back seat, slammed the door on my legs, and pulled off. And pulled out the alley, like out the alley, skirt, right around the corner, and stopped again. I mean, literally, like they pulled out the alley like they just made a turn and stopped. And opened the door and dragged me out the car, walked me up the steps, and I was in a police station. And I was like, I mean, I was so wobbly, man. I was just so wobbly. I mean, I was like in a daze. They put me in one of them rooms. You know how, like, they don't put you in the cell in the beginning. They put you in one of them rooms. They handcuff you to the table. They put me in one of them rooms, and I was there just out of it. Like,
now see, that's a good story. My point is that now, if that happened to you now, you've been dead. They wouldn't have did all that. They would have just shot your ass up the ass and called it.
I mean, to be honest with you, I almost don't see the difference between now and then.
I mean,
but you know something? I'm gonna tell you this. The difference with me is I separate the person from the uniform. I'm not, even though that happened to me, I'm not mad. Even though that happened to me, I'm not angry. You know what I'm saying? During the time, yeah, you know. But I mean, now I'm not, I hold no animosity from that. You know what I'm saying? During that time, I was mad, but I probably wouldn't be as mad as I would be if it happened now, because it was so much of a norm that stuff like that happened. You know what I'm saying? It was insane. You know, we didn't go follow it up or whatever. And then, by the way, they locked me up and they charged me with disorderly conduct. Mm-hmm. They gave me a disorderly conduct for what? It got threw right out. Yeah, but again, I don't hold no animosity from that. You know, I separate the person from the uniform. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, some people, oh, I hate all police. I hate police. I don't, right. You know what I'm saying? You just, same thing. You can have a bad anything. You can have a bad flight attendant. You can have a good, yeah, you can have a bad, what'd you say?
A bad comment.
You mean customer service?
Right.
Yeah, I just think with anything, man. So I just hate everybody want to lump everything up into one situation. You know what I'm saying? It's just, again, not to say that anything that happens is right. Not to say that what happened to me was right. You know, not to say that people should have the thought process like I feel now, like water under the bridge, you know, doesn't even matter. You know, I could see that same dude today and look at him and speak, hey, how you doing?
And what,
you know what I mean? Because it's just me.
And what if he had taught you 16 times?
I wouldn't be here.
No, what if you had lived, though?
Would I feel that same way now?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. But, you know, I didn't get shot, so I can't really say. But, again, I know that I wouldn't be here. I know from what happened, you know, just by the grace of God, there was no coming back from that, from what was gonna happen. So I just actually caught it easy. You know, I just got beat down and I caught it easy because, you know, if anything else would have happened the way that they thought it was gonna happen, it wasn't no coming back from that. You know, and that was a lot of stuff that they did too. What a lot of people where we was from, what they did was, the police wasn't out killing and shooting and doing stuff like that. They were like, we gonna let you animals kill each other.
That's why I'm you know what I'm saying?
That's how they was about it.
That's why I say it's different from now than then, because then they let y'all dumbass kill each other. Now they killing y'all or us or
yeah. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not judging everybody or every, you know, every police officer or any kind, because I mean, we got friends, we got family, you know. my mother, before she passed away, she worked for the police department for over 40 years. You know, and the stories my mother used to tell me is amazing. She wasn't an officer, but she worked there a long time. So, I mean, she used to tell me a lot of stuff from when I was young. And you know how it is when your mother tell you stuff, it going one ear out the other. You know, and of course you get older and you be like, wow. But, I don't know, we just rambling, you know, reminiscing on times, man, where we from. And you know, I would say any person, not to glorify anything, but if you haven't lived that life, if you haven't been in those positions, thank God. You know what I mean? Thank God. You know, because a lot of people don't experience that and don't live that, didn't have to live in that, and
they want to live it.
Well, what I was gonna say is you got a lot of people that don't, that's not, and they disclaim it. You know what I'm saying? They discount it. You know, their head is like, oh, life is beautiful, and I'm, oh, look at my house and this and that, and I went to the most prestigious schools, and I've did that and that. You know, you got some people that's out there that just talk about how, you know, they talk about how like they pulled themselves up by their own bootstraps. You was just born and you just pushed your mama to the side and, oh, I'm going to go out here and make something of myself. Nah, your parents struggled and fought hard to get you to where you at. So you didn't have to go through that and live that. You know?
Okay, tell them back. What happened? Breaking news. Tell them why. You can come back.
What they say? Somebody stabbed. Oh, look, you see where it's at?
That's what I'm trying to see. You stay talking. I'm trying to see this for back. Bye. Come on.
Alright, we'll be back later.
Hey y'all, so we are back in the same spot where we left y'all at. Are they at home?
Good night. I just ate, so, you know, I'm full on that, so ain't nothing to do but start snoring.
It's 6 o'clock. Anyway.
I hope y'all like this, our little talk, our little October talk with y'all. I'm gonna try to do a little, you know, little snip of horror every time we do a blog here in October. I'm gonna try, you know. That's kind of where my mind is, so. You know how us deranged psychopath directors are.
Lunatics.
Anyway.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. And come back for another video. Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
You're the only one for me. You're the only one I need. Can nobody make me feel the way you're making me feel?